We gonna go throw a frisbee around?
Yeah, we could.
Check these out. Science Guy Disc Golf Discs.
What's up, Degenerates? I'm Jefferson, one half of the disc golf world, and this might just be the best thing to happen to disc golf all year. But first, shout out to all our Patreon members for the continued support as we hit the dark ages of the offseason. With that being said, disc golf might have just been featured on the biggest live stream of all time. For those that don't know, Cenat is one of the biggest live streamers ever and averages 85,000 viewers, with his peak being at over 600,000. When the time of that clip, the viewership was over 100,000 people. Not gonna lie, I don't watch Kai streams. However, I can't go 3 seconds scrolling on social media without seeing his face. Currently, he is trying to stream for 30 days 24/7 straight. To stay entertaining for the fans, there are random celebrities that come on the stream to interact with Kai. People such as Lil Uzi Vert, Kevin Hart, Miranda Cosgrove, and recently Bill Nye the Science Guy, who is, if you didn't know, an Innova sponsored ambassador. So maybe it shouldn't be all that surprising as Bill walks in holding a box that reads Innova. Now, it is no surprise that businesses use Kai's stream as a way to promote whatever it is they're trying to peddle to kids. So naturally, I was curious if this was a marketing ploy from Innova. So first thing I did was reach out to them. Yeah, they didn't respond. So next thing to do was reach out to the science guy himself. Turns out, I'm not cool enough. Technically, I don't know if Innova paid Bill Nye or somebody else in any way to promote disc golf. But look at Dave Dunapace. There ain't no way he's a Kai Cenat fan. Although, I do still think this is historic for not only the sport, but Innova. Because, Bill did make sure to name drop.
Check these out. Science Guy Disc Golf Discs. Science Guy Disc Golf Discs with the Planetary Society.
Shout out Bill Nye for the plug. If you don't think this is a big deal, let me explain the scenario. This stream was viewed by over 100,000 viewers live, and the clip of the Bill Nye call out is already watched more times than the most popular disc golf video on YouTube. And just for comparison, DGN is reported to have a total of around 50,000 subscribers. And we can't forget about the free first day coverage on the DGPT YouTube either. The problem with this is we won't be able to tell how many fans were watching live. However, as you can tell, the views still don't reach Kai's stream. But who cares? The goal is supposed to get the most amount of eyes on pro disc golf. We'll just ignore the fact that a DGPT stream hasn't hit over 100,000 views since the World Championships. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. In all of 2024, only 2 live streams from the DGPT got over 100,000 views. The other being the Copenhagen Open, for some reason. Just so you know, this is what the views were like the past 2 seasons. Again, I have no way to tell how many people were actually viewing it live, but those numbers turn heads. It's undeniable. So what are you going to say when you realize the clip of Kai's stream with disc golf mentioned already has more views than every video on the DGPT channel in less than 24 hours? Technically, at the time of writing this, the 2021 US DGC last round is the most popular, which is kind of funny because it was posted on July 4th, 2022, as a moment to relive the experience, and it crushed view-wise. Not to say that there shouldn't be live. There absolutely needs to be live disc golf. But how about we explore other avenues of media to start, I don't know, building the personalities and storylines of the people keeping the sport functioning? Maybe then players that made it to the Tour Championship wouldn't be coming up to us saying they won't be able to tour next year, and they aren't alone. From that, I hope we can walk away with fans don't need exclusively live disc golf shoved down their throats, but there's other ways to get invested deeper into the sport. For starters, Jomez has pulled more views than live disc golf since day one, and we're only a matter of time before that goes behind a paywall. It's the only logical step after potential consumers express the only reason they won't switch to DGN is because of the availability of post-produced. I assume that's why the DGPT bought Jomez in the first place. That or to pay off all that player debt. It really shouldn't be a surprise that the biggest factor of people not switching to what was originally planned as the moneymaker would have the DGPT rethink their business plans. Since I know those of the Disc Golf Pro Tour watching this video, I would like to point out how flooded social media was with, and I quote, shit talking over the weekend at Netflix at the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. Oh my god, I mentioned Jake Paul and Kai Cenat in one video. What is this channel come to? We should count how many times controversy is being used, or you tell me when you see a positive title. I think it's about time the boomers in the room talk to someone more up to speed with social media, because just this year, the most popular videos about disc golf didn't even mention professional disc golf. You probably remember this video by Smarter Every Day, made 2 months ago, that was able to reach 1.4 million people. Not only that, but 6 months ago, Stuff Made Here, who has 4.5 million subscribers, posted this video that got over 4 million views, which I do believe is the most viewed video about disc golf on YouTube, followed by 2019 Worlds and then the video I just talked about. Just saying, these guys seem like the people to make even more content about disc golf, introducing it to way more people, and best part, for way less money. Could also be a great way to build that gap of non-professional disc golf content. The non-pro tour stuff didn't stop there, as the Try Guys got 775,000 views with Cynthia Ricciardi. Again, if we can get a Simon, Macbeth, shit, even throw Brody in there, imagine the numbers something like this could do. We might as well take every media opportunity as our elevator pitch to whoever's watching on why they need to fall in love with disc golf. Like Cam Patterson from Kill Tony.
We played disc golf. That's not a good game. I hate that game.
Really?
Yeah, disc golf is fucking stupid, dog.
Oh, no.
Disc golf the dumbest game of all time. I hate disc golf.
Wow, that's incredible.
Y'all just made that because y'all not athletic enough to do other sports. You're like, well, just stand here. Fuck that hat. Just stand here and throw it. It'll be fine. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all and disc golf. I lost real bad.
Shit, okay, maybe not the best clip, but at least way more people were exposed to our sport. I know there's a stigma of not wanting degeneracy in disc golf, which to anyone who's been playing prior to the COVID boom would laugh in your face. And we start every video by saying disgenerates, so I don't know. But why not lead into the straight white male demographic that feels often attacked in our sphere? Who doesn't fit that better than these drunk schmucks? Literally 2 days ago, Barstool Chicago and Frank the Tank made a disc golf video. Sure, shitty views, but that doesn't matter when you get Mountain Dew to sponsor the damn thing. This isn't the first time the Barstool people have gotten big businesses to sponsor disc golf videos. Here's 3 more that Coors Light sponsored just a couple months ago, and even 2 years ago had New Amsterdam. Not sure why as a sport we wouldn't want to attach ourselves to one of the biggest podcasts in the world, and just hope to catch a sponsor in the process. Or at the end of the day, being pushed on a much more mainstream platform consistently wouldn't be a bad thing. I guess I'll keep sending my 2 a.m. drunk texts to Big Cat, and hopefully one day Swiss Cheese and I will get around it. Personally, I'm still in the philosophy that our sport needs to get more frisbees in new people's hands. How in the world is that going to be possible if the mindset is to put everything behind a paywall and limit the shareability of this unknown sport? Baseball went from America's game to now the 3rd most popular in only a matter of years. Why is that? Some point to the boredom from the long games with little action. Sound familiar? But another large factor was the MLB blackouts. If you're unfamiliar, this is when Major League Baseball decided to make it harder for the fans to watch the sport they love. The biggest issue early on was essentially hiding highlights to limit the amount that can be shared, which is strange in today's age of social media. Here's a quote from the NBA commissioner who actually encouraged the use of clips because they value their live spectating experience so much they don't think anything can replicate it. And you know how to get more people to watch live? Get them to experience it vicariously through others, hence the clips and emphasis on content. Baseball, however, did the exact opposite, limiting what can be shared, and see how the popularity dropped? Instead, they could have taken this as an opportunity to turn their long, boring game into highlights that get posted on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat. You get the point. Right now, the disc golf world is the only content providing extra highlights from the tour that aren't directly from them or the players themselves. By that, I mean bringing players not on chase or lead, sharing opinions, showcasing the experience side of events, etc. I hope more people see this and take that leap to also share the sport, because we really need it. And not just the same old shit. We need to change it up and to get people to care like they did when the views were hot. Now, this is definitely just a hypothetical, but if the DGPT decided to limit access from third-party content creators, including the disc golf world, there would be significantly less media around the sport. When you take that away, I'm not sure how logically you can expect to do better numbers, especially when other styles have proven to get more attention than the standard way. For example, there wasn't a single press conference we posted that the live stream did better than. And that's simply because you can keep someone's attention for 15 minutes, not for 2 hours. Not even I could keep up with Nate Perkins' long, convoluted, I think, questions. At the end of the day, more people are watching what they wouldn't have before. Isn't that a good thing? I understand our humor and delivery isn't for everyone, but I'm sorry that we can't be fake people. This is just how we write, and I'm not funny. Sorry. Why should we change what's been working? Well, for the money, of course. I mean, if anyone was actually paying us or actively wanting to work in a mutually beneficial relationship, we totally would roll back the dick jokes and F words. But if this is going to keep being the fun thing we do on the side and not our jobs, I'm not going to stop being the nephew-uncle duo I've lived my entire life just because people on the internet want us to. So get used to me not being funny, because we don't plan on leaving anytime soon. You might hate us, but where on the internet do you get more disc golf information in less time? And some want to paint us as the guy stirring drama, but every topic we talked about throughout this season was told to us directly from a player or employee, DGPT or PDGA, straight for us to use. We understand that our role was to take the flack for those that wanted their opinions expressed, and even with the consequences, I'm glad we were able to share it, as I don't know if most of it would have been talked about otherwise. I mean, do you think people would have talked about the vendors being charged upwards of $20,000 at the World Championships that nobody could afford, so there was a protest Altmart? I legit don't think that would have been a story if we weren't there to cover it. Because there isn't any other media outlet not in bed with each other in some sort of way to share the actual story. Not even Foundation reported on the real events of what happened and why it was significant. Even if that happened to be the worst video of the week, I was proud to say when problems were expressed to us, we did our best to search out sources and get to the bottom of the story through the player's perspective. At the end of the day, that's the team we're on. Way too many cases of businesses in the industry running over the little guys that keep this sport going. Really not sure what the future is, but I do know that the disc golf world isn't going anywhere. If it was up to us, we would be seeing you at every tour stop in 2025. However, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And if we can't, make sure to subscribe to not miss out on everything you need to know going on in disc golf, because we'll still be updating you every week.